and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a review of the Jeffree Star Bloodlust palette. I'm going to do a tutorial, I'm going to do swatches, I'm going to talk a little bit about the packaging and the price point, all sort of things like that. I created 2 different looks today so you can see step by step how I went through. If you want me to do another video on this palette, maybe go and try a more natural look or do something a bit more in depth, let me know. But I did talk about pretty much everything I think I need to talk about in this video anyway. So this is the palette and I'm really excited, so let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so I ordered this palette on Friday the 21st and it came on Sunday the 23rd, which is pretty good. I didn't pay for like next day delivery or anything, or quicker delivery, so it came super fast. And it just came in like this big giant Beauty Bay box. I'm just gonna get it. Okay, so this is the box it came in. It was in this huge box. It was like completely wrapped up in all this bubble wrap. So this is how the palette came. Like I say, it was just wrapped in all that bubble wrap. And this is what the palette looks like. So I'm just checking it's in focus. So this is the unit carton that it comes in. I will say this box almost feels a bit big for like the palette, but it's because you've got this bumper on the inside. So this part here that says Bloodlust on it, you can take that out. But this is the outside box, and it's really reflective, and you've got the sort of gold crown design, you've got the gold around the outside, and then on the back of the unit carton you've got all of the ingredients there, and you've got the logos down the bottom, and it says this palette is good for 12 months. I mean, I usually tend to keep palettes past their sort of use by date, but I think a lot of people do, but that's quite a decent shelf life. That's about average for an eyeshadow palette. Yeah, so you've just got everything on the back, and you've got his logo here with a snake wrapped around it, which is really cool. I would have loved to have seen that design in more places, because I think that's really, really cool. So then you open up the box, you've got the logo on here. Yeah, so imagine if the snake was on there. I don't know, I just think that would be kind of cool. So this is the palette. It's velvety. You've got the silver crown on the front here, with the sort of logo design integrated with it. So I've just taken the palette out. This is the box that it comes in. So it's got like this sort of bumper thing folded over, so it is quite well protected in there, so I wouldn't worry too much about it being shipped, and then the palette just rests inside there. These days I do try and throw these kind of things away, because I always used to keep the outside boxes of things, and I do really like this. I probably actually will keep this because it's just so cool. But yeah, you can keep this, you can throw it away, but I do think the design is amazing, so it is definitely worth keeping if you just wanted to keep the palette in like a really nice box. So this is the palette itself. As you can see, it's huge. It's literally like the size of my head. This is a really heavy palette. It feels very luxurious. The velvet on the outside is just stunning. The colour of it is very much like a royal purple kind of colour with this lovely silver logo, and this bit here sort of, for some reason, I don't know why, I thought this would be like squishy, but it's not. It's hard, and it's just cased in velvet, and it sort of dips in there, and the velvet's actually really thick. It's lovely. It's really, really nice. On the back it does have some more information. So you've got the website, you've got everything on there, you've got the shelf life, and then it also says on here that some of these shades are pressed pigments. So the pressed pigments are Heart, Take the Crown, High King, oh sorry, Bleeding Heart, Take the Crown, High King, Dungeon, Scandal Water, Blood Queen, Wet Jewel, Vivid Mood, Pink Magic, Beauty Sleep, and Betrayal, and they're not intended for use around the immediate eye area. So that what that means is that because they're pressed pigments, they can sometimes stain the eyelids, so I just recommend using like a thick base and just making sure that you remove them with a really good makeup remover, and you should be fine. I've used pressed pigments loads of times. They're in loads of different eyeshadow palettes, so it's not something that really bothers me. You've got this really nice gold clip here, and for some reason I thought you can almost like twist this, but you literally just pull on it and you open the palette. So this is the sort of cover that you've got on here. This is quite a nice thick cover, so you don't have to worry too much about, you know, them getting broken, and you can literally keep that in there if you want to. So these are the shades here, and you've got the protector here, which is good if you wanted. You can keep that in there if you want to. And these are the shades. They look a lot different on my camera than what I think they do in some of the photos. I feel like my camera's picking them up quite true to life, just personally. This is more what they look like in person, is what I'm seeing in the viewfinder. In some photos I did find they looked a bit paler than what they look like in person. Like these top shades looked really, really pale, but I feel like in person they are a bit deeper and they've got quite a lot of dimension to them. Like, to me, the way that's picking up on camera is quite similar to how it is in person for sure. So this shade has actually got quite a lot of depth to it, but in some photos I thought this looked quite pale. But the colour scheme is absolutely beautiful. This is really something that I love. I'm so impressed with the way that this is laid out. Some people did say they weren't sure about the layout of this palette and the colours, but in person I really, really love it. This bluey sort of periwinkle shade here, Scandal Water, that's really similar to a colour in the Norvina palette, the original Norvina palette that I really liked. This Sworn Enemy colour, the green, is beautiful. These two new ones, which are Pink Magic and Wet Jewel, so these two shades here are a new formula, and I have swatched one of them and it looks incredible. And then, yeah, I love these kind of this green shade, and obviously the purple colours. I do like them. I just feel like I want to talk about the other ones that people maybe haven't mentioned so much. But yeah, execution in person is absolutely stunning. It's like this reflective black with all this purple glitter. You can kind of catch the shift there. And yeah, I'm really excited to use it. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go ahead and do 2 looks. Most people, I have watched a few reviews. Usually if I am doing a video, I try not to watch reviews, but I wasn't sure if I was going to do this video. So I watched Sophie Does Nails review and Makeup by Jack's review, and I think I watched like a bit of Nikki tutorials as well. And a lot of them actually they did 2 different eye looks. I think every single one of them did 2 different eye looks, so that's what I'm going to do as well. I've done this before a few times in reviews, I think, because I just think you get to see more of the colours. So I might do a look like with the purples, and then I might try a darker smoky look. I'll kind of see how it goes. But I really want to give this a good try because I haven't even touched this yet. This is my first impression. I literally like tiniest little swatch of a few colours, but apart from that, this is all new to me as well, so we're going to go ahead and try them out together. Okay, so I know this isn't the most flattering angle, but I just wanted to zoom in. For application, I've just like tucked my hair behind my ear because obviously zoomed in, I don't want my hair going in my eyes. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to sort of just jump into the colours that sort of speak to me when I'm first looking at the palette. I've got like clean brushes here and everything because I just want to try something. I just want to try it right from the start and don't want to get like colours all mixed in there. So what I think I'm going to do is the colour that really stands out to me is this Royal Pain shade, which is this colour here. So I think I'm going to go in with Royal Pain, and then I might try a little bit of High King, which is this more sort of lavendery purple, and I'm just going to sort of see how that looks. So I'm just dipping lightly into Royal Pain. I believe this is one of the shades that is just normal eyeshadow, and right away we do have quite a lot of kick up in the pan. I'm actually quite surprised by how much fallout there is. It's not loads, but it's just a level more than I would have expected with this kind of shade. I don't know, I didn't think it would be, you know, usually it's shimmers that tend to have more fallout. But I'm just taking that on this Betrayal Tools brush. This is 776. I hope I'm pronouncing their name right. I don't know how to pronounce it, so if it's wrong, I'm really sorry. It's just like a fluffy, not going to focus now, there you go. It's just a fluffy blending brush. I've just dipped into that colour. I'm just going to go ahead and start applying it onto the crease. So I'm now just going into the shade High King. Sorry if I just knocked the camera then. And as you can see, this is blending on top of that Royal Pain colour really easily. Like, it's still, you can see the difference between the 2 shades. That Royal Pain colour is a lot pinkier than it looks. I thought it would be more like a peachy colour, but it's definitely a lot more pink. So I'm just focusing High King on the outer corner, and then I'm just going to take my Morphe E30 brush. I'm just going to really gently diffuse the edges. I don't want to do something like super blended out because I want this to be quite a dramatic look. I think if you're going to do a natural look, I'd probably, maybe, yeah, you could use the same first shade like Royal Pain, but I would just really blend it out and then add one of the lighter shimmery colours on the lid. But I'm trying to do something a little bit more dramatic, so I'm just really lightly feathering this. I'm making like kind of a wing shape, but nothing crazy. Yeah, that looks nice. Right, I'm going to try and go into one more of the darker colours. I'm going to go into Blood Queen, which is the sort of royal purple colour here. And this is the one that sort of matches the packaging the most, I think. In my opinion, anyway. Yeah, there is quite a lot of fallout here. So I'm just pressing that on. I'm just using the same brush. Just because, like, I just want to see how it will work with using a fluffy brush. That looks really nice. I'm surprised how much they're layering so well. I'm really, really impressed with the colour payoff. It's nice. I'm just very slightly sort of creating that wing shape. And then when I do the lower lash line, I'm going to have it sort of like follow up. And then I'll obviously do a wing. I know I'm taking this onto the lid a little bit, but I'll probably cut the lid with some glitter glue and then try one of the shimmer shades on the lid as well. So I'm just blending those shades again with that same E30 brush. What I really like is I feel like you can still see all three shades and they haven't just like blended into one big pink mess. I'm really, really liking this so far. I don't know, I wanted to do it really dramatic. I'm sort of literally almost blending this up to my brow, which I don't usually do. But I don't know, I just wanted to have a little experiment and see how it goes. I'm really lightly taking my brush. These are blending really nicely. I'm really pleased with that. I love it. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do a cut crease. I'm just going to use like glitter glue to do it. I'm not going to do a really sharp cut crease only because you've got this nice wing shape and I don't want to do like too much, you know. I think I'm going to go in with a bit of Beauty Sleep, which is this colour here, and then a bit of Wet Jewel over the top. I really want to use Pink Magic and Wet Jewel. I just want to try something a little bit different because I know a lot of people have gone in with this Pink Magic colour. So I just want to try Beauty Sleep and then try Wet Jewel like right in the centre and just see how that comes out. Yeah, I think it's going to be cute. Okay, so I've just done like a little semi-cut crease. I've just used the NYX glitter glue because I just love that with eyeshadows. I use the glitter glue every single time with any shimmery eyeshadow, just because where I've got quite deep eyelid creases, things will transfer on me. So literally every time I do my makeup, I will use a glitter glue. You don't have to do this, it's just the way that I do it. So I'm just going to go with Beauty Sleep, and I'm just picking that up on a MAC 239 brush. And I'm just going to pat this on. Oh my god. That's really nice. Oh, I love it. It's like, it's such a unique colour. I don't think I've seen anything like that. I'm actually going to take that right into the inner corner here as well. Just a little bit. I'm literally just taking it on the very corner. And I'm just touching it onto the inner corner. And just like slightly under the eye, because I think that would just look really nice. Okay. Okay, so I'm just now going in with the shade Wet Jewel, and that's one of the newer shades, and this is like really sparkly. I will do swatches of these colours as well. I'm just gonna put that right on the middle, and it's just sort of like, it's just kind of amping up that shimmer. I wonder if people use these on their cheeks, because they kind of look like the Extreme Frost finish. Wow, it's so pretty. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then I'm just going to take that colour, and I'm just going to press it right onto where I've done the cut crease. I'm really happy with how this eye look has turned out actually. I wasn't really feeling my makeup skills today. I was feeling a bit like I was having an off day, but I'm kind of really loving how this is turning out. Which, yeah, I don't know, it hasn't happened to me in a while. Like, where I've been like, oh yeah, I really like that. So I'm going to go back into High King for my lower lash line. And I'm just going to sort of connect that to the wing. I really like that. I don't really know what to do on the lower lash line. I might just do the sort of same colours, but then I might put like, I don't know. I think we're going to take that Pink Magic colour and put that right here, because I do want to try it. And I kind of want to see what it would look like on the lower lash line, because I actually really like shimmery colours on the lower lash line, which some people might think is wrong, but I think it looks cute. So I'm just going to go in with Pink Magic. And I'm not wetting my brush or anything. See, I don't know if this will work because obviously I don't have any glitter glue on the lower lash line. Let's just see. Oh no, that is nice. Even though I got like 80% of that in my eye. So I'm just going right onto the inner corner. If I've got any fallout, I will clean that up in a minute. Don't judge me. I'm just going to blend that with the other colour that I put there. I'm really liking this. I'm like really impressed. Like, I know Jeffree like kills it, but I mean, I just love this. I'm just taking a little bit more of High King on that fluffy brush. And I'm just doing some last blending just to sort of get these two to meet really nicely. I'm just going to clean up my fallout and I'll be back. I might actually go into a bit of Scandal Water, which is kind of the like periwinkle blue sort of shade. That's that one. And I know that's nowhere near the green colour, but I kind of want to put that sort of like right on the inner corner and then like kind of like fade it into the green and then put the green, the goldy green shimmer on my lid. I don't know. This might go horribly wrong and that's fine if it does because we're having a little experiment. So I'm just going to try that. So I'm going to go in with Scandal Water first. And this is just a fluffy Real Techniques brush. I'm just going to pick up that colour lightly. This has a lot less fallout than the other colours. High King didn't have too much actually. I think it's the lighter colours that actually have more fallout. Let me just get my little mini mirror. I will say it's quite difficult to hold that big palette and do your makeup at the same time. But I suppose the difference is I'm filming a video, so I'm having to stay still, whereas if you're doing it yourself, you wouldn't have that problem. So, oh my god, I love this colour. See, I know a lot of people wouldn't wear this shade, like, regularly, but I don't know, there's just something about it that I think looks so nice. And I'm sort of bringing that right, I kind of want this right in on the inner corner. Because I might put like one of the like white sort of colours. It's kind of one thing that I wish it had. I wish this Your Majesty colour, which is a matte white, I kind of wish that was a sparkly white. That's just my personal opinion. I think I would just use that more. But I can see why they put a matte white in there because I know it's really popular to have that kind of colour to use as like a highlight shade. I would probably just use a shimmery one more. Yeah, I might go in with like a purple colour on the inner corner. So I'm still just taking Scandal Water and I'm kind of pressing it on. I kind of want it to look more like a stain rather than like, you know, I just want it to look really sheared out. I'm kind of using this like a transition, but I still want it to be visible when I put other colours over the top. Obviously these aren't going to be wearable looks I'm going to be doing. If you wanted me to do a video where I sort of did a natural look out of this, I could do that, but obviously this is my first impression, so I'm just going to be experimenting. At the end I'll probably recommend some colours that could go together that would be quite natural. So I'm going to get in with Vile Serpent. Oh my god, this colour looks so nice. So there's like almost no fallout with this one. I'm just going to take that from the centre of the lid. Oh, I actually love those two together. See, I thought they'd be too different to use together maybe, but actually they're blending together really nicely. I just had this thought about what if I put that red colour on the lower lash line on this eye. Like, I feel like it could look Christmassy or it could look kind of cool. I don't know. We'll do the lid colour first and then we'll see what we think. See, there's so many shades in here that I'm like dying to get into, but I really want to try this Sworn Enemy shade, which is the greeny gold. So again, I'm just going to go in with a tiny bit of glitter glue, and I'm not going to do a cut crease like I did on the other eye. I'm literally just going to sort of like feather it on, and I'm going to do the same with the shimmer. Instead of packing it on, I'm going to blend it on because I just want to try a few different like ways of application, because obviously everybody does their makeup differently, so I just want to try a slightly different way. So as you can see, I'm just sort of applying this just onto the lid. I'm not really, you know, cutting it like I did on the other side. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pack that Sworn Enemy colour on and then sort of like buff it in. I'm sure you can probably tell when I was applying that, but that was quite a crumbly eyeshadow. Sorry if you can hear motorbikes outside. There's a motorbike outside. So I'm just going to go back in with that fluffy brush and I'm just going to sort of clean it up a little bit. I think this colour you definitely need like a sticky base with. But I'm just going to sort of like buff it in and just make it look quite kind of grungy. Should I go in with the red on the bottom? I feel like it will look kind of weird, but then it might look really cool. So I'm just gonna really lightly tap into that Bleeding Heart shade, and I'm using this like literally like a random number 7 brush. It's like a tiny little accent brush. Let me get my mirror so I can see up close. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But this eye is like, oh yeah, cool. And then this is like, what? Am I okay? Like, do I need to put that many colours on my face? But we're just going to go for it. I'm going to put, oh my god. That's the shade Take the Crown. And I'm just putting this right onto the inner corner. So if I wanted to make this a bit more wearable, I would have put this underneath instead of the red. But I just wanted to have a bit of a play. And I'm just sort of really finely blending that into the greeny colour we've got on the lid. That green is really crumbly, that's the only thing, but not every shade can be like ideal. I'm just going to put some eyeliner on and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I finished up the look, so I just put on some of my Benefit. Oh, my blush looks like really not blended. We'll cover that with my hair. So I've just finished off my eyes. I did some winged liner. I just used the Benefit roller liner, some mascara, which is a mixture of different mascaras that I literally just picked up and put on. And then the lipstick is a mixture again, because apparently I can't just put one thing on today. It's a mixture of MAC French Kisses, which is a new one, and Smashbox Monogamous, but it's mostly the Smashbox one. Yes, so this is the look done. Oh, and yeah, I've got MAC Melba blush on and MAC Softer Gentle highlighter. So I just thought I'd keep my face kind of neutral, seeing as we've got like a lot going on in the eyes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of this Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I'm going to put some on my arm, and then we're going to do some swatches so you can see all the colours. I'm just using this concealer because a lot of people have this and it's a good base for shadows, and it's like not super sticky but it's not super matte. So I feel like it's a good in between, because if you use something like the P. Louise base, for example, it is very good, but like I feel like probably more people have this and have access to it, and I feel like the P. Louise base is quite sticky, and then I don't want to use just like something too matte. This is kind of a good in between. So if you want your shadows to look nice, this is a really good one to use as an eye primer. You just sit here putting like concealer on your forearm and wondering why you do this to yourself. I'm literally dabbing concealer on myself with a sponge. Imagine if somebody saw me doing this and was like, didn't know I was filming a video. They'd be like, is she okay? Does she know where her face is? Why is she putting makeup on her literal arm? So I couldn't fit them all on my arm, obviously, because I'm not like Mr. Tickle. So this is the first 3 rows, and then I'll do the last 2 after this, obviously. So this is the swatches. So I literally just tapped my finger in there a few times and then just went down my arm once. So the first one here is Your Majesty. And this is sort of like just literally an off-white. It's sort of like a chalky bone colour. Not the formula chalky, it's literally just like the colour of chalk. Yeah, sort of like a bone shade. It probably looks quite light on camera. Yeah, it's just like a very pale, almost grey, almost white. It's right in the middle, but it has got a little bit of a purpley tinge to it, which is quite interesting. The next one we've got here, sorry, excuse my fingernails, they look gross. Next one is Take the Crown. And this is like a sparkly lavender shade, I'd say. It's got a little bit of like a blue tone to it. The next one is Deviant. Now this is a really light lavender shade. This is probably looking quite pale on my skin. And this is sort of like, yeah, just a very light smoky lavender colour. The next one we've got is Beauty Sleep. Now this is one of my favourites. This is one of the ones I used on my eyes. This is like a sort of, I don't even know, it's like a pinky gold but with like a purple sort of shift to it. Like in different light it looks darker and lighter, which I just love. I think it looks amazing. My arm is getting tired already, literally. I've got like a bit of a cold slash flu slash just general illness, so like I can't even hold my arm up for like 3 minutes at a time. Okay, so yeah, that one there is Beauty Sleep. Next one down is Wet Jewel. This is one of the new finishes. This is like a really light sparkly pink. The next one is Royal Pain. I love this colour. I love these kinds of shades. Literally can't speak. It's just like a burnt, orangey, browny pink. These colours are really unique. They're kind of hard to describe, so sorry if I'm doing a bad job. And the next one is Dungeon. So this is like, I would say, apart from Execution obviously, which is the black, this is the darkest shade in the palette. And I'm just looking at it in pan. It's sort of like a deep eggplant colour, I think is the best way to describe it. The next one is Scandal Water. This is one of my favourites. Again, this is like a periwinkle blue, very similar to Soul by Anastasia. I might do a little swatch and just compare them later on. The next one down is Sworn Enemy. This is that goldy colour, and this is the only one I had to go over twice because it wouldn't quite show up. I would say you want to use this with your finger and a glitter glue just to get the best colour payoff. Only because it is meant to be very sparkly, but because of that, it's quite like a thick formula, so you just make sure you really pat it and pack it on. Like sort of I tried to blend it and it didn't really work. I'd probably recommend using it sort of in like a cut crease, or just if you do, you know, just want to use it, use a flat brush and really pack it on. And the next one we've got here is Pink Magic. This is one of my other favourites. This is like sort of similar to Wet Jewel, but it's just deeper and a lot more pink, and it's got pinky glitters in it. Okay, so yeah, so there is Pink Magic. Next is Bleeding Heart. This is a red, and this is like so creamy to the touch. It's a really interesting texture. I kind of had this feeling that this might stain my arm. It's so vibrant. It's a really gorgeous red shade. I live for colours like this. And the formula is interesting. It kind of looks a lot more matte than you'd think. It sort of looks like a shimmer in the pan, but it's kind of just a satin. I think it'd be really nice just all over the lid and just kind of buffed out on the edges. I think that would be really nice. Then we've got Executioner, and this is a black with sort of purple glitters like suspended in it. I'd probably use this shade as like an outer corner colour and on the lower lash line, but you could use it on the lid if you want to do like a really dark smoky look. I think that would be really nice as well. Okay, so here is the last two rows. These are really similar now, I'm like holding them up. So this one here is Hiking. So this is one of the shades that I use on my eyes. I really, really love this colour. Like, this is one of my favourites, I would say. I really like that one. The next one is Vivid Mood. This is quite similar to Deviant. It's just a bit darker. So I think if you wanted to do a look with them two together, that would be really nice, like subtle purple look. And you could just use one of the light shades on the centre of the eyelid. Then this is Monarchy, and now this is the colour that I'm like, huh, where? Like, it just doesn't really go with the rest of the colour scheme to me. Like, you could have replaced Monarchy with like a shimmery white, and I think that would have been really nice. Or like, I don't even know, or maybe like something that could have gone with the red, maybe like more of like a hot pink, a matte hot pink or something. I don't know, it's just a thought. Or, you know, I don't know, but I like the colour. It's a nice colour. I've done a really bad swatch of it. The formula is lovely. It feels really, really nice. It's got great pigmentation. I just don't really see where it fits with the rest of the palette. But I suppose if you wanted to do a more natural look, you could use this, because obviously this is a brown tone. You could use this, and then maybe something like Beauty Sleep, which is sort of a pinky colour. You know, you could use that to make a really subtle look, or as a transition shade. So I see why it's in there, but I almost think like a really, really light pink or a hot pink or something would have been nice. But I get it, but I don't know, I think it's the most out of place. And the next one is Blood Queen. This is one of my other favourites. This is a fantastic shade. I loved it on the eyes. It's one that matches the sort of packaging the most. I really like that one. That's like a standout to me. Next is Vile Serpent, which is the green colour that I used on my right eye. And yeah, I love that colour. It's really, really nice. I've done a bit of a bad swatch of it again, but that one is lovely. And the last one is Betrayal, and this is one of my favourites. I wish I could have used this today. This is beautiful. So it's a purple and it's just got like this really soft rose gold shift and these sort of rose gold shimmers in it. Literally my arm aches from doing that. How sad is that? So I'm just going to wipe these swatches off, and it took me, the first set of swatches, it took me a bit of a time to get the red shade off. So I would just be careful like using it on your eyes. Just make sure you use like a really good base, maybe like a slightly thicker base if you're worried about staining. But I could get it off. I just use the Dermalogica pre-cleanse balm. So if you ever want to make sure you get something off, always use something like an oily makeup remover. Can really help if you've got something really stubborn. That will almost more than likely get it off. So that's just a little bit of information that you might want to know, just if you're somebody who is worried about like staining on your eyelids. Okay, so rounding up, let's have a look at the palette. So this is what it looks like after I've done my swatches. So some of the little logos are rubbed away, which is making me sad. You can see this executioner colour. You can really see the purple glitter in it now. But would I recommend this palette? I would recommend this palette. I really, really like this. I'm really impressed with how this turned out. I really love the looks that I did today. I know like they're a bit different and not super wearable or anything, but I wanted to do something a little bit dramatic, a little bit fun. You could definitely do a natural look out of this palette. So I was going to talk about this. I was going to talk about some shades that might look good together for like a more natural look. So if you wanted to do something really subtle, you could use a bit of Monarchy, a little bit of Royal Paint, maybe just on the outer corner, and something like Beauty Sleep right on the lid. That would be really nice. If you wanted to do like a subtle purple look, I'd go in with Deviant, Vivid Mood, and then maybe just put something like Betrayal or Take the Crown on the lid. If you wanted to do something like a little bit more subtle and not quite like super vibrant. But I feel like there's a lot you can definitely do with this palette. You could really deepen up with this shade Dungeon. Some people say they wanted a black shade, and I understand that, but I think like this is so, you could really deepen up with this colour, and I think it goes quite nicely with a lot of the others. I think you could even layer this with the green, for example, and I think you could sort of deepen up the overall look. So I think that the layout's really nice. I did see a photo where someone changed the background colour, but I do actually honestly prefer it with the current background. But I see where people are coming from, because some people said, oh, there's no colour that kind of matches the packaging. But I would say Blood Queen is the closest. But I think if you wanted like a royal, people sort of wanted like a royal purple, like the exact colour of the background, which I can understand. But I think you can kind of create that colour. You know, if you were to take sort of Hiking and mix it with Blood Queen, you'd probably get something quite similar to the colour of the packaging. Again, so the price point for this palette is £54. That is a lot of money. It is quite expensive. I understand, you know, if you think that is a lot, it is a lot of money. But it is a nice piece to invest in. It is a beautiful item. So what I was just trying to say is that the palette, it's kind of an experience to open it. It feels very luxurious when you open it. It's kind of an experience. So just take that into account when you think about the price. The packaging on the outside is absolutely stunning. I love it. I mean, I think I was talking the other day to my mum about this, and I said how, you know, palettes used to just be these little kind of cardboard things, and they all look the same, and there wasn't really any difference. But, you know, we've got things like this coming out now that is so unique and so beautiful and really like a collector's piece. So if you're looking at this and you think you'd like it, I would say go for it. If you think that the colour scheme is something that you'd like, I think that they perform really nicely. I definitely want to have a little bit of an experiment with this, maybe try and do a more natural look. I'd like to use that Betrayal colour all over the lid and see what that looks like. But I'm overall really, really impressed with this palette, and yeah, I would definitely recommend it. So I got this on Beauty Bit. I'm not sure when the item is supposed to be restocking, but you can always sign up for the email notifications and then you'll know as soon as it gets restocked. So yeah, overall I'm really impressed. I'm going to pop this down now. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. This will be the first video that I have uploaded in a while. I haven't really been doing YouTube so much, but I really wanted to review this when it came out. So I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you like the video, please leave a like, that'd be really nice. I'll link my Instagram down below. I'm always doing stuff on Instagram, so if you want to go and check out my looks or anything like that, feel free. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!